All right, folks, coming to you with another episode of Fishing Side Hustles. This is my brother's boat. He's a guide here in North Alabama, and we're going to ask him a few questions about what it takes to be a guide and roughly what it costs to get into the business, and can you do it as a side hustle, and a couple other questions. So it's my brother Tracy Humber with Tracy Humber Guide Service. So what kind of boat you got?
I've got a Blue Wave. It's made in Oklahoma, 2017. Got a 200 Suzuki on it. Bay boat.
So do you have to have a 22-foot bay boat to guide?
Not at all.
Okay.
But the convenience of it is worth every penny of it.
And I can attest to that because we just got off the water in it.
Yeah.
And what's the pros of having a big boat?
I can stand on one side of the boat, and as skinny as I am, Scott can stand on the other side of the boat and not throw me in.
Here's just a little quick video of the boat.
It's nasty.
He's got his rod holders. So we spider rigged today, and there's different kinds of rod holders you can get, but I really like these. They're independent of each other. You can adjust them and everything. So you can lay them down, up and down, move them, whatever you need to do. Take them off. Hey, pretty nice rod holders there. So do you spider rig a lot with your clients, or what have you been doing mostly?
This year I have done more live scope trips, casting to them, or fishing with a cork and a minnow, old school.
Old school.
And
we spider rigged a little bit today, and then casted to a few fish.
We did. I have spider rigged a good bit this year.
Okay, so back to what it takes to be a guide. What does it actually take to be a guide in the state of Alabama?
To be a guide in the state of Alabama on these watershed lakes, you have to have a boat and a lot of patience. You don't have to have any kind of special guide license or anything yet. Mississippi just started licensing their guides. Alabama hasn't done that yet. Now, if you're on a navigable waterway, such as the Tenn-Tom Waterway or the Tennessee River, the Black Warrior River, Alabama River, they're all considered navigable waters, and you do have to have your U.S. Coast Guard six-pack license, OUPV.
So what does it cost to get that license? I mean, roughly.
Roughly, it's about $900 for the school, and then another $300 to $500 for the drug test, the medical, the physical, the first aid CPR training. I know I'm forgetting something. You got to have a TWIC card to get in and out of these ports. That's just required for your captain's license.
But you can pretty much guide on any navigable water or watershed lake in Alabama.
I can guide on any, yes.
Okay.
And I can even guide on the coast out. I think it's maybe a mile, 2 miles. I didn't get real familiar with the inland and seaward distances because I'm not going to the coast to guide, but you can guide down on the coast in the bays with this same license that I have.
So if a guy wanted to get a big old boat like this right here, this can't be cheap. Is it a side hustle? Is it worth the side hustle? I mean, do you use the boat personally as well as for guiding? Do you recreation? Do you get out and tube with it? I mean, this is a massive boat, y'all.
My thoughts are, I don't own a pontoon boat now. I don't own a bass boat. I do everything out of a bay boat. My kids, they still like to ride the inner tube. My wife likes to cruise up to town and eat dinner from time to time.
So this is just your pleasure boat as well as what you use it for your side hustle.
That's exactly right.
Because you got a full-time job, right?
I have a full-time job.
Some people would probably not believe that because they see you on the water too much, but you know,
I do have a full-time job.
He's got a full-time job. Yeah. He said it right here on the record.
Look at my fingers.
Look at there, working them to the bone.
To the bone.
So anyway, rods and reels. How many rods and reels do we need? or do you have to have, or is there a, what's the easiest thing to do if you were going to start guiding? What type of fishing is the easiest kind of fishing to start guiding?
None of it is easy because you have to be able to catch fish. Customers are not going to pay you to ride around in a boat and for you to look good. So
You got to
yeah,
catch fish.
you got to catch fish.
I was glad I was able to put us on them today. I mean, I know
I
we used
appreciate all the help.
I know we used your boat and everything, but I did buy the minnows, so I did contribute a little bit to the.
I appreciate all the help finding them. But anyhow, I like for my stuff to match because when you're spider rigging, if you get two fish on at one time and you've got two different poles and you've got one rod holder set up for one rod and you put a different rod in it, then it's all jacked up. My stuff is all matched.
Okay.
And that includes the weights on each pole. Everything is matched. That way the rod holders are interchangeable. It doesn't matter which rod holder you put it in.
Now you do some long line trolling as well, right?
I used to. I didn't do very much this year because of live scope.
How do we set that up?
I don't have my rod holders back here today.
Okay. But you got plates right here to set the rod holders
I've
up.
got plates here for two Millennium Marine. Most folks have got just the seat pedestals here. Mine were too close, so I had a friend to build these for me.
So you put two folks on the back deck when you're pulling jigs or crankbaits or anything like that, I suppose.
They got 8 rods.
They got 8 rods. Yeah. So what does a getting to the nitty gritty? What does a guided trip in this big, nice 22-foot bay boat cost a guy?
An individual is going to cost you $400 to go crappie fishing with me.
Okay.
We're going to keep.
How many can you carry if somebody wanted to carry 2 or 3? Could you carry 2 or 3?
I could. If we get over 2 people in the boat, then I go to trolling because I can troll 2 out the back and 1 or 2 out the front.
Okay. And how much do you get if you got 3 folks in the boat?
Well, 1 is 400, 2 is 450, and 3 is 500.
Okay.
You get the point.
Okay, and it's going to cost you your gas to get here, your gas in the boat, your minnows. You got to allow something for insurance, for your captain's license, and all that stuff. So
all folks think we're just making a killing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you got probably just these rods right here. You got 4 here and 4 on that side over there. You're probably talking $800 right here in rods, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then you got these nice Trica rods over, I think is what you call it. Ain't that how you say it? Yeah. Those are like $200 a piece. Trica. 300. So just in all the equipment, not including the electronics, just the rides, we're looking at $1,500, $2,000 to equip a boat like this. Yeah. So, you know, folks, I've got my own boat. I got in my car this morning. Hold on just a minute. I got in my little Volkswagen over there. I don't know if you can see it. I drove up here, stepped over in his boat, didn't bring a thing. I did meet him at the bait store and pay for the bait, but he's my brother, so I get the family discount. But hey, being able to show up, step in the boat, go fishing, get back in my car that gets 40 miles to the gallon. I don't have a boat payment. I don't have insurance payment. I don't have no captain's license. I ain't got none of that. And I was able to come out. We caught 26 fish in the middle of July on a beautiful lake. And hey, it would be worth it if you didn't have a boat, because hey, I got a boat payment, you know, and we get into electronics and stuff, man, we're really talking money here, because he's got the latest live scope Garmin 1222s and the Hummingbirds and all this jazz. And he's also got back here, because we done some side imaging today. I don't know if you can see that up there, but he's got that. So we're talking $5,000, $6,000 worth of electronics on this boat to be able to put you on a fish. So all that being said, $400 is pretty cheap. I mean, you could go fishing 3 or 4 times a year and still be cheaper than owning a boat. So anyway, if you're looking to go fishing, but now if you're looking to get into a side hustle, you don't have to spend $60,000, $70,000. You can spend $25,000, $30,000 and buy you a boat, go out, learn where the fish are. And how did you get started with the first client? I mean, how did you get into the business part of it?
Brad Whitehead, he's one of the better guides up here in North Alabama, asked me if I would help him cover some of his overflow work. We like to keep everything local if we can, do all the trips that we can ourselves. And so Brad asked me if I'd help him.
And Brad knew that you could catch fish, is why he asked you, I'm sure. So you were out getting the
He
fish.
was hoping I could.
Yeah.
But yeah, my very first trip, we caught fish. I had three women on the boat with me my first trip. I was scared to death.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
But we caught fish, and for me to stand here and tell you I catch fish every time, that'd be a lie. And if a guide tells you that, run from it.
Right.
Run from it.
Right. So if you get on the lake and you don't catch any fish, what do you do then? I mean, do you just charge them $400?
Attitude's got a lot to do with it.
Okay. So if a guy's got a good attitude, he might get out a little cheaper than $400 just for a boat ride.
But you know, you've just priced everything that I had to bring to the lake.
Right.
You know, I talked to Brad this morning. He got rained out. You know, his guy asked me, he said, "What I owe you?" And Brad said, "Well, I've got at least $100
just to get to the lake.
Just to get to the lake.
With the gas, the minnows, the insurance, all the stuff. So
yeah.
So there is something to look at on this side hustle there is some expense. But if you're a good guide, how many trips do you think you can do in a month?
I can, if I wanted to, I could do 8 trips a month with a full-time job.
With a full-time job.
I don't fish on Sundays. You gotta be really special to get me to go fishing on Sundays.
I saw you go with a lady from church the other day, and I know you charged her $500 to go brim fishing on a Sunday afternoon.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't charge her anything. Just kidding. Just kidding. But
that was after church.
But
if we do fish on Sunday, I promise you're gonna listen to my preacher via the internet.
There you go. There you go. But anyway, this is just kind of a introduction of what it takes to be a guide, how much it costs to get into the business. There is some money to be made, but there's a lot of money that you got to spend to make that money. So if you're interested in going on a trip, Tracy Humber Guide Service, he's here in North Alabama, guides on Tennessee River, does smallmouth trips, crappie trips, and if you really want to, he'll carry catfishing, but that's not his forte. But he can catch catfish if you want to go catfishing up here. But anyway,
thinking about branching out, coming down y'all's way, doing some on the 10-Tom Waterway.
10-Tom Waterway, looking at that. So yeah. If you're looking for a trip, hey, look him up. If you're looking to get into the business, I'm sure he could probably answer any question you'd have. So look him up on Facebook, shoot him a message. And
the easiest way to get into the business is hire you a guide and spend a day with one, and just you and the guide. Don't bring your wife, don't bring your
ask all the questions and see how his boat's fixed up and all that stuff. And honestly, that's what I'm doing today, because one of these days I'm gonna be guiding on Lake Tuscaloosa, hopefully. But
go with a guide, ask him all the questions, and a good guide's gonna steer you in the right direction.
So you can make a little money. You got to spend a little money to make it. But hope y'all enjoyed the video, and look him up, and y'all subscribe if you like the content. And we're gonna have a couple more videos out where he's out on the lake fishing today, and check those out. I appreciate all the viewers and subscribers. We're above 2,000 now, which is awesome. Just looking for that 4,000 watch hours. So y'all watch this thing to the end, and click on a couple more videos and watch them while you're at it.
I might do a backflip if you watch it.
Do a backflip for us. We'll get that on the next one. Yeah. See you.